Dr. Heidi Grant here with another episode of 3 Things to Do. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today's topic is one I think that's really valuable for professionals of all kinds, and that's 3 things you can do to increase your influence. Very often we think influencing people is about being admired, right? Impressing everyone with our credentials and our accomplishments. But the truth is that at the core of influence is trust. We need to get other people to trust us, whether you're a leader or someone who's trying to engage effectively with clients, or just to collaborate well with your colleagues. If you want to be influencing other people and influencing their preferences and their opinions and getting them to do what you want them to do, the key is trust. But here's the tricky part. It isn't so much about whether or not you are trustworthy as it is whether or not you can project trustworthiness, right? Whether or not you seem to other people to be a trustworthy person. That's what's really key. So today I want to give you 3 strategies you can use to project trustworthiness in your interactions with others so that you will have greater influence. The first strategy is to look like you are listening. In this day and age, we see this all the time. People are more and more distracted. Pay attention the next time you're in a meeting and look to see how many people seem to be actually looking at the speaker or looking at the screen if it's a virtual meeting when you're in that meeting. By and large these days, we don't actually look at the people who are speaking, and so we don't look like we're really listening. Now, of course, you might actually be listening, but you don't look like you are. And that's going to send a really strong signal to other people that you're frankly not an ally. You're not someone who's interested in them, who cares about them and what they have to say. So next time you're in a meeting or in a conversation with another person, make sure you keep your eyes on them when they are speaking. The second thing you need to do to project trustworthiness is to express empathy when people are going through difficult times. Now, many of us are a little uncomfortable with that idea. When we hear the phrase express empathy, we immediately think we're going to get in some kind of emotional, touchy-feely conversation. But empathy can actually be very simple. It can be as simple as saying to someone, "I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Wow, that seems really difficult. That must be really, really hard for you to go through." Simple acknowledgments of what another person is dealing with are really powerful ways of expressing empathy. So you don't have to be uncomfortable. You can be your authentic self. If you don't like touchy-feely conversations, that doesn't have to be an obstacle to expressing empathy. Just try acknowledging other people's challenges. And finally, the last strategy you can use to project trustworthiness so you can increase your influence is being candid. At the end of the day, one of the things that humans are most sensitive to is whether or not people feel like they're being told the whole truth. And sometimes we refrain from being candid because we're a little worried about if we share our honest perspective, what other people might think, whether their feelings might be bruised, whether they might be disappointed. When the reality is that some of the people we admire most in the world are those that we feel are candid and transparent and truthful. So one of the most powerful things you can do in your interactions with others is to be candid. Share what you're really thinking. Share what you're really worried about. Share the mistakes you've made and the things you've learned from them. Showing up as a candid person is a really great way to project trustworthiness to others. So let's go over those 3 strategies that you can use to increase your influence by projecting trustworthiness. The first is to look like you are listening. It's not enough to be listening, you have to look like you are. Make sure you maintain eye contact with the person who's speaking at all times. Second, express empathy. And again, remember, this can be as simple as an acknowledgement that someone else is going through a difficult time. That's going to create that very strong sense that this is someone you care about and that you're an ally. And finally, be candid. One of the most important elements of trust is that people feel like you are a transparent person with integrity. Let people know what you're actually thinking and give them the benefit of the truth. Thanks for tuning in again to 3 Things to Do. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And be sure to share this with anyone who you feel might benefit from a few tips on how to project trustworthiness in their interactions with others. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.